Hello, here we are. We got more Testulous, 3K, 5v5, ANS vs OSP. We're on Nyx's Eye, the rotated version, the Forbidden Wheel. Team 1, Corbeau, Menaris, Dramus, Sakura, Fritz, and Small Cake. Team 2, Naya, Kalmia, Careful Crusader, Vine, and Sumike. We're also hanging out here in the general chat, so we're probably going to hear quite a few voices from different people, get their ideas, their thoughts, their opinions. Some of them are going to be good, some of them are going to be dumb, but that's fine. I mean, that's par for the course around here anyways, from all of us, me included.
I ain't got no thoughts.
Speaking of bad thoughts, guess what I didn't do? Didn't set the points to 1500. I'm realizing now doing this intro since we were sitting in the lobby for so very long and I didn't set the points to 1500. That's fine. This is just going to have to be kind of a faster and more aggressive Nyx's Eye. Looks like both teams setting up around the middle section. OSP going high. ANS spread around kind of everywhere. Looks like OSP's just abandoning Bravo, perhaps? And letting ANS take it might not be a bad idea if they can get good concentration on Delta, Alpha, Echo, and Charlie and kind of control all of that by being in the upper middle part of the map. We'll see. Some jams. Need some Neb music. Yeah, why not?
It's killing time.
Driving down here with Small Cake on the ANS. Got a little cap control Dad Voxel. 50s defenders. Gonna be playing close support with her cap fleet. Mike 64s, defenders, VLS ones. And a whole lot of torpedo cap sprinters. Torpedoes, defenders, all over the map, spread out just everywhere. As well as 2 sniff frigs. It's Pinards and maybe Spyglass, or just, yeah, Pinard, Spyglass, and AR. They're going to have a crazy amount of road coverage with just those 2. Sakura Fritz, double Axford, 450, defenders, stonewalls, bullseye. Really standard, really basic, strong damage control. And decent buffs as well. Menaris, Gun Voxel, Jam PD Bullseye Frig, and Jam PD Frig. Oh, is there only one? Did these have parallax in them? Let's check it. Double radar, frontline, yeah. So that's the only ship in this fleet that has a locking capability. Risky business. Let's see how that goes. Dramus has 450s, but oh, I see. What? What is this? So one 450 with a soft kill backpack, presumably. Yeah, chaff backpack, Axford for bow tanking, and then one 250 beam Axford. So the 450 is going to be wanting to try to fight at range, and the 250 beam Axford is going to be for swatting tugs and shuttles and smaller ships. And it looks like OSP has quite a few small ships. So that's going to be very good, very helpful. Corbeau, 1 gun voxel with a soft kill backpack. And 3 Sarissa, S3H, and S3. Missile frigs. Oh, right. These are his anti-MMT build. Very nice to be bringing that because I believe Kalmia has, oh yes, the MMT, for those of you who don't know, that's a multi-mission tug. That is a tug ship that's capable of great radar coverage, playing dispersed. It's got a bulwark hundreds, it's got a pinpoint, it's got a jammer, it's got a it's got a 100mm casemate, and some corkscrew S2s, good for killing scouts.
The enemy is securing
very powerful builds. Could be real important for this team. 3 rocket shuttles as well. Careful Crusader has 2. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. Why does he have? Oh, for the HP. That's kind of a meme. It's got 2 450 bulkers with empty container stack launchers on the backside for extra HP, which will help with 450 resistance a little bit, as well as 1 point defense shuttle. Man, these very expensive Pavises, Bastions, probably some AMMs as well. Yeah, 92 AMMs per bulk freighter. That's some investment. Got a ton of restores. Citadel CIC, reinforced magazine. Bunch. RDC, large DC storage, ammo elevators. These things are beefy. That's an investment. I respect it. Naya's got. Oh my. Naya's got a
Enemy secured zone Eclipse.
S1 and gun shuttle swarm. It's just gonna be flying on the map and doing things, I guess. We'll keep an eye on that. Sumike has 250 Ocello. Nice, nice. Aurora's bullseye. Bastions, I think.
The enemy secured zone Dagger.
Vise. It's Vise. Interesting, interesting. As well as a.
Securing zone Atlas.
Oh, nice. A Plasma 100 monitor. All turrets. We're fighting from the top. It's not super beefy, but it's fairly beefy. It's got a Citadel magazine and a DCX. It ain't gonna make it quite strong, as well as 2 reinforced CICs, although I think they're both in the mid stack. I don't know. My
and a lot of
DC board
rapid
isn't
cycles.
working.
Gonna dump damage with 3 rapid cycles.
A lot of rapid cycles. And so for those of you who don't know, the plasma autoloader got increased, and they actually benefit quite a bit from rapid cycle critters now. I believe the autoloader is a size 8, so that's helps a lot, and as well as 1 little capping shuttle here, which is being tracked on a burn ping. We've got Vine in Aurelio Cello, nice. Aurora's Bastions, as well as presumably a mass driver bulk freighter, yeah, also nice. Okay, these are both pointing down, presumably going to try to engage Corbo's ships, or maybe this, one of these capping ships? Yeah, this capping ship right here on Delta, this is? No, this is Alpha. It's hard to get used to, rotating things. As well as 1 Bloodhound monitor. Presumably he's got a ton of track correlators in here. Well, just 3, but still, that's more than you would get in a tug. So, might be worth. It's also going to be a little bit more tanky than a tug to direct fire, but just as vulnerable to missiles. Got some S2s going out here on... I think this is D. Yeah, this is D. But 2 Axford is going to easily swap that aside. In fact, I think the second Axford didn't engage his PD at all. It's just the first Axford to easily kill all that. Anus has managed to pick up 4 caps right at the start of this game. I thought based on... well, yeah, because ANS had the really well-rounded spread, and they've got the sprinters. They're all just kind of yellowing on the points. Meanwhile, OSP is... playing kind of a long game. Well, there's Jordan Jeu with the MMTs spread out on the map, getting positional information, learning things. Hopefully, gonna be able to push forward. I thought OSP was gonna have a significant small ship advantage, but Naya's playing his fleet of shuttles like 1 single large ship, so not gonna get. Kind of problem with doing this is. You have all the disadvantages of shuttles, which is they can't mount big guns and they die really fast. And all the disadvantages of 1 big ship, which is being in a 1 single place at once. They can split up, but I don't know if they'd work very well split up. So we'll see what he does with these. Looks like he's just kind of rocking forward onto Delta, flying close escort with Sumike.
Yeah, I've got some concerns about the OSP choices here. In general.
Yeah.
Neither of the Ocellos have a parallax.
Oh.
They're both rocking bridge masters, so OSP has basically 0 anti-jam.
Oh, that's a big problem. I mean, you kind of understand it on the rail Ocello, because you do have to make some sacrifices to make the energy to have both PD and rails. But that's a really big problem on the 250 Ocello.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be fighting close in. I mean, ostensibly the rail Ocello should be backlined anyways. But yeah, you gotta have the anti-jam. And the SAS team is fairly jam heavy, I believe. Because I know Cake and Minaris are both going to be having jammers on it. Well, Cake actually might not have jammers on it. No, right. This is a dispersed fleet. So, the Daenerys. Fritz doesn't have any. What about Dramus? No jammers on these. And Corbeau doesn't have any, so it might
Oh,
not
wow.
cripple them horribly. Maneris is the only player that has any jamming, and he's got 2 jammers on 1 single frigate.
Well, it's gonna work out for him, I guess.
I think so. Or at the very least, they're not going to be horribly punished for it.
Yeah.
It's got some budget Sarissa from the shuttles going after this one S3H and not getting anything done. Bonk.
I've seen Naya use a similar build to the one that he's using right now, but instead of having the extra BLS-1, it has jammers. And at least in the 6K environment, it worked out fine. Here, in a proper full match, if nobody looks at him, he'll be fine.
Yeah, that is the problem. He also seems to be flying on Rel. He's also firing a bunch of grape and rains, and it's not really doing that much. I mean, they're getting lands.
Relative with the orbit command, that's why they're all spinning like that?
Yeah. No, he's like rotating them, or they're rotating while trying to get their guns to target. So the Reigns over here is going to fire off all its anti-MMT kit into Anicello and these shuttles, which is unfortunate. Not really how you want to be spending that. No, not how Corvo intended to spend that, but sometimes it's just the way things go. Of course, the flip side of this is this Acello and these shuttles are horribly out of position. Way ahead of the rest of the team, and they're in a place where Maneris can pretty effectively punish that, and Dramus as well. If you recall, Maneris is the one player on this game that has jammers and can do something about the, the absolutely abysmal radars this whole team takes. Also, the shuttles are all grouped up really close to each other, so they have the radar signature size of a battleship. Great. Oh, Naya. There goes one of Corbo's. Missile Frig's doing very little. And the second one going down soon too. To this fucking whatever this is. Absolute meme machine. Let's see what's going on Delta. Not very much. 450 Axfords fighting. Fortunately fighting tugs. Wait, are those RPF rounds? What? That's 250? Oh, right, they have 250s on the back. Okay. I didn't catch it the first time through. Nice, that's kind of cute. I like that. I think pure 450 is maybe a little more reliable, but the 250 gives you the flex to fire at tugs. And other small ships with the RPF.
Careful, Crusader is getting a good broadside on Sekiro.
Yeah, but he's eating one in return as well. However, of course, so it's going to kind of come down to builds and track quality. But it looks like Crusader does not have a lock on the Axfords.
Yeah, missed everything.
And is locked in return. And so this 450 bulk freighter, even though it's pretty invested into and fairly tanky, yeah, damage is going to start stacking up real fast, especially if they keep landing in that command stack. What's going on the bottom of the map? It seemed like OSP just gave it up. Yeah, OSP just gave it up. Small Kate capped it and it's leaving. And it looks like Comia might be heading down there with one of the MMTs. That's probably what this is going to do eventually. No, maybe not.
Careful, Crusader puts his magazine and CIC in the front. The very tip.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. With broadside bulk freighters, because it's unlikely that they'll be shot there. Or less likely, I should say, that they'll be shot there. They still will get shot there. But that'll get shot less than other places, assuming they're always fighting things broadside. Dumping a few 450 rounds into this voxel, and yeah, they're just missing. You gotta have radar coverage, Chief. Alright, how the mass driver's been performing against the voxels? Ah, they haven't. They've been shooting at the Axford instead. Okay, so this Axford's not taking any damage. Axfords are one of the worst targets for rails and mass drivers because they have a ton of DC teams, although this is actually kind of light on the DC teams compared to the normal Axford. And of course they have high enough DT that mass drivers will do a lot less damage to things like thrusters. And just kind of everything on the ship, because they can't finish off the thrusters, but their rays will keep hitting thrusters. And so they wind up doing extremely little damage to everything else. Alright, the shuttles have gotten their victim of one frigate and are now getting torn apart by all the 250 fire from 2 voxels and that's a 450. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Oh, it's way over here. And beaming a different shuttle. It's starting to look like the barite, maybe because all the sacrifices he had to make on the DC front to slam 2 Axfords into a team. 1500 point Axford is always gonna be a little sad. Maybe that's why. I wonder if the 250 beam Axford is like 1800 and this is like 12.
I saw an intelligence center on there too, so that's sucking up a lot of points as well.
Ooh, yeah, good catch. There it is. Probably great.
It's taking rails too, which he doesn't have the DC to deal with.
Yeah, yeah. Rails will add up when you only have 7 teams.
And Team Axel will be quite sad.
This is a build that I quite like when Dramus brings when like I'm bringing triple vox and I'm trying to think about times I've played this triple vox or played with this fleet is when I play triple vox, and I think Mungo plays triple vox, and then we can armor trade with each other really effectively to get the beam and the 250s on to wherever they need to finish things off. And it's really strong for like holding down teams away from points for missiles to come in and finish things off.
So, speaking of missiles finishing things off, we have S1s being absolutely brutal on this chaff down here, and quite a few actually not getting soft killed and then going into the voxel and doing basically nothing. So that's certainly a choice that you can make.
I'll kill you with.
Indeed. I mean, even
Saw
stuff
some
is
tie-dye there.
not getting soft killed is just not doing any damage.
You gotta not track fire Timmy, and you gotta cease fire when you start seeing chaff, and then try to get the angle of the cone to be like away from where the chaff is,
Yeah,
so they loop in from the other angle.
yep. That is the correct way to do that, yes. That's just not how Naya plays. Been gaming with that boy a long time.
At least it's S1's coming in from 3 different never mind, S1's going for things that aren't
Doesn't matter.
at Voxall.
Yeah, now they're going the Axford group, which is very easily just going to PD all the S1s away. So these shuttles are all slowly going to die. I mean, they've been slowly dying for a while now. But their meaningful influence on the battle has ended. So that's 3k traded for, what was this, like 700 points worth of frigate? And a couple of restores off another voxel.
I mean, the S1s are starting to hit and they're doing damage.
Yeah, they're still gonna start getting rock commanded though.
I think it's the Ocellos doing way more damage than the S1s are. 250's Ocello's been out there pounding on this voxel the whole time.
Yeah.
You notice most of the damage is in the engine compartment. And there's been, I don't know, there's been, what is that, like 3 or 4 lands in the engine compartment? Looks like. It's that really dark spots, 2. And that one just above the name is 1, I believe.
I'd rather bring the S1 bulk instead of like a swarm of shuttles with S1s. Just feel like you don't get the like volume that you need fast enough.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's also just the survivability. The bulk's gonna live a lot longer than the S1 shuttles will. In the meantime, the Tipsy Duty has come up and engaged the rail and mass driver team. It's doing a pretty good job tearing apart the mass driver. Oh, both of Fritz's Axfords, 450 Axfords, have just sort of plowed through the delta point on the top of the map, but have gotten into the OSP's backline, which is a real problem for the OSP, because these ships are now just having to fight, and they're crumpling.
Well, and they haven't been playing. I mean, Kalima's been trying to play cat gaming, but just they've been 4 capped for a while, and the points difference is just.
Well, yeah, they took 3 players worth of fleets and just YOLO'd the outside of the map where there are no cap points.
Yeah.
So. You can't do that. You just can't do that. A lot of that comes down to team comp, like Dramus, Veneris, Cake and Corbeau have been doing the stack for stack a lot lately, and Crusader, Naya, and Vine have not been doing much.
The enemy is securing zone common.
And Cake, as we all know, is kind of a cap game master. And Kami is getting there. Kami has been doing a really good job relative to her experience
The enemy is securing
in
zone
the
eclipse.
game on the cap game side of things, but just isn't quite at that level yet. And so how you deal with that is you have your team support you. But this team did not do that at all.
OSP just needs. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Corbeau's Vauxhall getting pretty heavily damaged by the plasma liner here, the obelisk liner.
Yeah. It's gonna manage to take Delta.
The enemy secured zone dagger.
Probably one of the few things that's actually really strong in its voxels right now. Might actually be one of the only things. It just takes a tiny bit of plasma on the nose of the voxel if it can get lands to strip the armor enough for the 100 to penetrate.
The enemy
The 100
secured
fires
zone
fast
eclipse.
enough to just rip voxels to shreds. There's enough volume that it's pretty hard for them to dodge.
Look at that T-81 fire.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Oh yeah, the T-81
And-
changes are fucking based.
And
Oh, yes.
off front thrusters, they can't dodge as good.
Yes. Yeah, I'll let Front have
If
that
it
thing
were,
going.
if it's got no front thrusters and you want it to still dodge well, you need to like make it so instead of moving backwards at angles, you need to move forward at angles.
Yeah,
And
But of course,
it's awkward.
then you're
Nobody-
closing into
Yeah, then you're
the
closing.
ship, and you don't want to do that. Yeah.
if you do it at a diagonal at the opposite direction that they're moving, you'll still make distance though.
That's interesting. Okay.
Because like, if they went up and to the right and they're going up and to the left, the thrusters would still be facing forward. And you'd still be making distance. You're moving at a V.
I'll have to add that into my voxel wheelhouse. It's been fun.
It's just a good. It's like also kind of like the thing where you set your course and then you set your heading and then you set your course in line with your engines, makes you drift.
Yeah. Oh man, one of these cells getting beamed. Looks like it loses one reactor and nothing else. Might be at the absolute edge of the effective beam range. And yeah, that's, I mean, it's GG. It was GG a while ago. Thanks to ANS, big chillin' on the forecap. The whole game.
OSP decided that they were going to fight over space instead of fighting over rocks this game.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is Nebulous Fleet Command, where we fight over rocks. We don't fight over open space, at least not yet.
Soon, TM.
Someday.
I like how it is kind of funny that that's like the big thing that everybody's looking forward to is when you get right down to it, fighting over open space instead of rocks.
I'm not excited to fight over Abyssal. Like, what the fleet do you bring to fight an Abyssal?
Yeah, I think they're planning on addressing that though. That's the idea behind the terrain, anyways.
Oh, is Abyssal supposed to be the map that gets the RNG terrain?
Yeah.
Nice.
There goes the bulk raider, the MD ship. And we're just kind of waiting for the end of the game here.
Look at Dramus having ears.
What?
He can listen for like immediately hears the alarms and changes.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, Dramus is really good about that.
Yes, Padawan.
Really makes me crazy. Because as a missileer, I obviously have like the time to do that, and so I'm used to doing it all the time. So I do it all the time when
Right.
ships too.
I've learned how to do it because I don't want to run my B short, my beam turrets out with B short.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
That was a fucking mess.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, for some reason, 3/4 of your team YOLOing out to fight in empty space is not a good play.
It was interesting, yeah. No.
I mean, you did get those
do as badly as I thought I did.
Eventually.
I have a hard time believing that VLS-1 shuttles are the magic bullet to CLs, though.
They're not.
They're not, but they're good at jumping a single They're good at jumping a single voxel swarm.
But
like
they
a single voxel gun group, I can overwhelm.
But you fought one voxel and it was fine. Like not even a group, just a single voxel, and it was fine.
Yeah, we watched that whole fight kind of go down.
Yeah, I'm also 3 sheets to win. Like I'm halfway through a bottle of whiskey. Do not expect that play from me.
It's just not a good build. Like it doesn't work. The S1s don't really do damage. The guns, the T20s don't really do damage against a voxel. It just doesn't work.
How big of a warhead do you have on those S1s?
That's a very good question. Since that was my last game for the night, because I should probably go to bed since it's 2 a.m., I will quickly find out for you.
I think I'll have one more match. I'd like to get in an ANS match tonight, if possible.
Alright, anyways. Yeah, that doesn't work because the shuttles are literally voxel's prey. God, this whole testing experience has been so fucking scuffed. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you later.